tattoos. Talk when I love squad members, I can't act cool. Hey, young, this your beat? Nothing lasts forever, I don't got tattoos. I lost squad members, I can't act cool. I like my bitches short and thick and they ain't gotta act rude. She won't treat me like I'm the rest, cause I ain't that dude. I see something as a child that change my thoughts forever. Try to do right, I'm on their ass and I won't fucking let them. Hit from the side, bitch, don't be lazy, lift your fucking leg up. To all my niggas going through a struggle, keep your fucking head up. Anything you going through, I'm a witness, it won't last forever. Just stay down and hold your side, don't change up like the weather. If he around me, then he got a ruler, but he ain't trying to measure. I got it in here, me some weed to get my thoughts together. Hard in the summer, but my heart cold, so I got a rock sweater. We came in this roll alone, so we ain't gon' leave out together. I know I'm blessed, I know my worth, so I can never settle. You can't show yourself before you, only time can tell you. Don't care, get one time to fuck up, then you can't go here. Whoa, dear, I got too many steps, but bring a pole here. No deal, I won't set my soul ain't high and go here. I won't school, I stay loyal to my niggas and my face, stick to the cold here. Just a new 40 on my hood, the bitch to blow him. Just a different dope inside the blunt, we getting lows, yeah. Smoking on some dope from cause the country got a joke in. Keep the bitch like a receiver, put the bitch in motion. I'm drinking on some shit that change a mood, we call it potion. Can't even hide the 30 in the clip, it be poking. And up off them beam, we got some smooth and get it going. White girl playing with her, no Lindsay Lohan. My little cousin slipped up and lost a baby, she was 16. Ain't doing shit for free, I want 200 for a 16. Glock with a dick and 30 clip with a red beam. She make it hard for me cause all that nigga sold a big dream. Don't lose no thug behind no shit you saying that you ain't me. All my niggas slide, you know what's up, bitch, you can't play me. I see the picture clear, my life a movie like it's HD. I'm a 50K screens and I ain't got no post on say cheese. Light a little whipping when I up it, better say cheese. This life taught me some lessons, fuck the school, I want no degree. I'm just trying to take care of my people, how you hate me. Rollin' and got caught with that little leaf, the shit was crazy. Trap, bitch. The trap baby shit don't do that.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? I want to thank everybody for joining us for episode number 48 of the Get Hook podcast. As always, this is your boy Hook.
Hook, we the same. That episode's the same as your age. I love it. This is Crystal.
You, ma'am, are an asshole.
I'm a rich bitch. How about that?
So y'all got it. Y'all got to excuse Crystal's behavior. She just celebrated a birthday, and apparently she's still on vacation, so it's all good, right? So today is Money Monday. I'm not 49, thank you. So it's Money Monday, and the first Monday of every month, we talk about something revolving around finances. Today we're going to be talking about Black entrepreneurship. And I don't know about you guys, but I guess when I grew up, like in my community, I was taught to educate myself, go to college, get a good job, get a good 9-to-5, live the American dream, right? But seldom, I think, in our community do we really encourage people to actually go into business for ourselves. And that's where our guests are going to come in. They're all established business owners, and they're going to be talking about their motivation to get started, some of the challenges they face, some of these successes they've had, and maybe some pitfalls as well. But Chris, what say you? What do you say?
Well, one of the biggest inspirations for us, all jokes aside, to do entrepreneurship for this Money Monday and the next Money Monday is 2021. This is the centennial year of Tulsa, 1921, that was destroyed. And the biggest thing about Tulsa is we all hear Black Wall Street, Black Wall Street. It wasn't like the stock market Wall Street that we see today. What it was is a thriving Black community. It was a place where Black men owned businesses, and they used to pull young men out of high schools and different places and teach them the business to keep the businesses going. So when we talk about Black money matters and the Black dollar, they were a thriving circular of the Black dollar. So when you say, oh, Madam C.J. Walker was a millionaire, there's a city. There's other cities as well, because there was other Black Wall Streets around the U.S., but there were times where Black people were thriving. We've not always been broke. We've not always had credit issues. issues. We own businesses, we've employed others. So entrepreneurship is big because you got a generation of gifted people. And we don't realize what to
Absolutely.
do with these gifts. And I really wanted to emphasize that we have people who look like everyday people that can tell you what they go through, the LLC, the sole proprietorships, the 1099s, the whole 9 yards that you're going to hear today, that we can bring Black Wall Street back and have it everywhere, but you can't do it if you don't know how to. So that's the point of this month and next month, to teach us all what we can do.
Absolutely. And as Chris alluded to, in our community, we have some immensely talented people, and three of which are here today. And hopefully they'll share their stories and hopefully maybe encourage some of you guys who have been looking to take that leap of faith, but have been kind of hesitant to do so. But, we've done enough talking, so we're going to pass it to our guests and let them tell you guys who they are. So Kiki, we're going to start with you.
I am Kiki Cyrus. I am co-owner of Kiki's Chicken and Waffles. We have two locations, one location off of Park Lane, Two Notch and Park Lane, and we have one location off of Bower Parkway next to the movie theater. We also have a food truck, and we also serve in the Colonial Life Arena for the home of the Gamecocks.
Boo.
Ooh, you too old to be a hater. That's why I call him 50.
One day.
Great. Hey.
All right,
Keita, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Marquita Wiles. I'm Marquita Wiles, owner of Victorious Looks, located at 7382 Two Notch Road, Columbia, South Carolina, across the street from Bojangles on the corner of Two Notch and O'Neill Court.
All right, my name is Mike. I'm the owner of Oliver's Barbershop, located at 4561 Hardscrabble Road. I'm the son of Herbert Tolliver, who owns Tolliver Lane Event on North Main Street. He's been in operation since 1976. Operation since 1977.
I think it's an amazing
right,
thing
cool.
that for TZ and his dad, especially with him saying his dad has been out there since the 70s. That's a pillar of the community. That man has survived the 80s, the 90s, the times where we saw everything crash in 08, and even with the pandemic and having people come in. Kiki's, we've seen it with you when we have different people come in town, and Biden comes in town or Clyburn comes in town, and the same ones that come to you because of the impact you have on the community, they visit his father's barbershop as well. And again, that's that Black Wall Street stuff that I adore so much.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Papa, you can go. Go ahead, Papa. That's on you.
Oh,
I said, we were just waiting on you.
Yeah, whatever, man. I got some rain going on over here, so hopefully it doesn't affect us as worse as this. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, man. So first question I want to ask y'all, and I think that probably the most important is, how did the idea for your businesses come about?
I guess I can go first. How our idea came up. I was working while I was at USC. I worked at California Dreaming, which was the go-to place, and probably still is. It high volume, very busy, and I learned the ins and outs of a restaurant from working there. And I met my husband there. At the time we were dating. We always wanted to open up our own business, but we didn't know what. And so we knew so much about the restaurant. We just decided to, go with a restaurant. Let's open up a restaurant. So we took a trip to Atlanta. Gladys Knight was the place to be in Atlanta 10, 12 years ago. And we stood in line for 2 hours to get into Gladys Knight, the original location downtown. And so we started thinking, it was like, man, Columbia needs a chicken and waffle spot. Let's open a chicken and waffle spot. And so pretty much that's what we did. We came back to Columbia. We started brainstorming, started looking for a location. And basically we just went from there. you know, a lot of people say, you know, you like cooking. Yes, I love cooking. We knew the business side of it. And we just felt that we knew what we wanted to do and how to do it. And that's what we did. We just went ahead and did it.
Our stomachs appreciate your genius.
Thank you.
Keita, how'd you start yours?
Okay, I'll go. Oh, me?
Your
I
name's
was about
Keita.
to, so I got my cosmetology license back at Richland Northeast High School. And I've been licensed for 17 years now. But I started out like everybody else in the room at my mama's house. And I had this one client that used to come and bring me a bunch of customers, and her name was Victoria. So she has one of me and Crystal's close friends from back in the day. She's deceased though. She passed back in 2005, and I named my salon Victorious Looks based on the double meaning of being victorious in everything that I do. And when she passed away, we all took that little oath that we would be living victoriously in her honor. So Victorious Looks is a double meaning for Victoria and to be victorious in everything you do. So that's where Victorious Looks came from.
Good stuff. What about you, Mike?
Man, so it's pretty much simple, man. My inspiration came from my pops. I followed in footsteps. For me, that was pretty much it's simple to believe because I was excellence. I was able to see growth. Talking about a man that was one of 11 siblings from Blair, South Carolina, stayed in a 3-room shack. It's not a 3-bedroom. It's just a 3-room shack. You know, living room, bedroom, 1 bedroom. His mother was a caretaker, which is my grandmother, of course. Thanks. But at the age of 18, my dad attended Benedict College, and they had a barbering program, and he was able to be an apprentice through that program. And the first day that he attended the program, he had to learn how to cut hair. Well, after he got his license, of course. So after he got his license, he earned about pretty much, about $10 tips. And he knew from that day at the age of 18 that he wanted to cut hair because prior to that, my dad was picking, and he was picking cotton for 7 cents a pound. So my inspiration, motivation, and I felt that before I got in the work field, graduating from Richland in 2004, and working at fast food restaurants. I felt that before I tried anything as an adult, see what my dad had going on, because if it worked for him, clearly I could be able to work for myself as well. So that's the thing. I've been cutting hair since July 15th, 2004. And I've been rocking like a cutoff stocking ever since. I got a barbershop. I've been in business since 2006. Everything.
What I love about everything that all of you said is that each of you operated in your gift. You knew something that you were skilled at, that you could do, whether you've seen it growing up, whether you just knew you had it in you, whether it was like, Kiki, you were working somewhere and you were like, hey, I'm going to let them teach me, but I'm going to beat them because I'm going to you before I go downtown. I'm telling you right now. Mm-hmm. But also, Marquita, you were doing it at your mom's house. God knows all of us have been there to your mom's house, whose hair you even do today. And we've all had braids from their room, and we watched you evolve into a phenomenal stylist. I knew when my son was born, I'm going to take him to Teasy because I wanted my son to grow with a neighborhood barber. I wanted to be a place where my son could go and I could be like, you know what? He's been cutting my hair since I was a little boy. And he's safe here, but he can also get man wisdom and know that somebody's going to watch out for him there. So it is amazing to see. And not just amazing, but I hope that we teach that entrepreneurship, don't go out there and just try to get money. It's not just, I'm gonna go out there and secure the bag and get it. It's finding out what your gift is. What are you good at? What do you naturally do? And operate in your lane. Because if you got the skill, the bag will come. Just master the talent. And all of you are living proof of that.
I think one of the major things for me is because it seems like all of you guys had a vision. You knew what you wanted to do. You had your motivation in terms of why you wanted to do it, right? And my next question, and Adrian pretty much beat me to it, and I'll go ahead and put the comment here. But she wants to know, what are some of the downsides you guys have encountered on your journey? So it's easy for us to see, the salon, or we see the chicken and waffles, or we see the barbershop. We're like, oh man, they made it, or they're doing good. But what we don't know are some of the pitfalls and some of the downsides to how you got there. So if you guys would be so kindly, just let us know like some of the downsides you had on your journey.
I go first. Pretty much, so most career paths that we they see the story, they don't know the story. So a lot of people sit back and assume things. But me myself, you gotta stack your money, you gotta save it. It's a lot of stuff you gotta sacrifice before you open up your business. You gotta be able to build that groundwork and be able to understand something and be able to see something that other people can't see, and other people not gonna understand. So the hardship begins before you even open up, because you gotta get that's that goal that you try to. So you sacrifice friendships. A lot of people, they question things because you don't show up, you get invited, don't come out, and then it's the startup process, and people see the startup process and think that is, and they're not there through the long day, to where you're still sacrificing, you're still things, and everything box, and I've been outside for 6 months by myself, and I ain't complaining, but that's something that you don't plan for. That everything's gonna get kicked off as soon as you open up, but then wow, like this is different. You know what I'm saying? Business is a whole nother bill. It ain't no benefit. You know what I'm saying? It's a bill. You know what I'm saying? That would have. So the more.
I'm sorry, this keep going in and out, but I don't know. Like a lot of, I guess just the downfall with mine is that I'm too nice, and I had to learn to be professional and not like, oh, everything's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You got to put your foot down, and let people know that you mean business, and just keeping personal from professional, separating the two, knowing that everybody's not your friend, and you just got to keep business what it is, business, and take nothing personal.
The downsides I would say we encountered was before we opened, we had the plan to open the chicken and waffle spot here in Columbia. We got so many no's in the beginning, from picking the location, from getting financing, all types of stuff. From the location we really wanted. We actually really wanted the Queenstown Bistro off of Colonial Life Boulevard. We wanted that location so bad when we were looking for a location, because it had just closed and it had like most of the equipment was still in there. And that's key. When you want to open up a restaurant, you want to find a place that has like mostly all the equipment in there, because it saves you a lot of money. And so we wanted that place so bad, and they only wanted to give someone who had a business experience. So basically that was a no for us, because we didn't have business experience. So when we called the realtor, she was like, well, I do have a place that they just closed. They're looking for someone to take over the lease. And that was our very first location in Spring Valley. And so we went there. The place was perfect. It was small, but it was just the right size. So we went with that. When we went to the bank, wanting finance, so we wouldn't have to put all our money into it. They told us no, because again, we didn't have business experience. We had excellent credit, They just didn't want to give us a chance. The encounters that we've been facing now is just, finding good staff, being able to keep up during the pandemic. We got food distributors that can't keep up with what we got going on. We sell a lot of chicken, so it's like these distributors, they don't have the workers to work in the plants to provide us the chicken. So it's all like a trickle down effect to the businesses that need the food to, sell to the customers. So it's a lot that we go through, and a lot of people don't see. They see us working hard when they come into our business, but they don't see what's happening behind the scenes, or what we had to encounter to open up the restaurant, and like you said, Chris, like, follow your passion and the money will follow you, but you have to be able to go through the process and trust the process, and not want to jump the process too. A lot of people see you doing good and like, okay, I want to get to that person, what they're doing, which is not a problem, because that motivates a lot of people, but you can't jump to their chapter 34 and you're on chapter 1.
Right. Steps.
Yeah, you gotta take those steps to get to where you want to be.
Like they say, it's levels to this. I know for many, especially for Marquita, we pushed for Marquita. She would go, your family and your village is everything. And to watch her be in different places, and I'm like, listen, no knocks to any of the shops that she was ever at, but you can do this. If it meant we got to get in there and be a cleaning crew, if it meant somebody got to be here, you can do it. But the no's that you mentioned, I remember her trying to find a place and location and like, man, this is happening, man, that's happening, man, this is happening, and you still speaking life into your sister. Hey, no, keep looking. Let's ask again. And if he still don't talk about it, bring one of us in all black and see if we can make it happen.
If it wasn't for Crystal, I would have said forget this a long time ago. That's for sure.
Forget it. I like weave too much. You're never going to get to forget it.
Chauncey Hiller gave me my first building, and he ain't judged me. You know what I'm saying? I got a background, a felony, whatever, and a lot of businesses really they were turning down. And shout out to Chauncey Hiller. I'm really appreciative that opportunity. That's my record. You know what I'm saying? I highly recommend him to anybody who's out there looking for something, a house or a business to open up.
See, what I respect about you, what you did is you didn't wait for somebody to give you a place at their table. You built your own.
So you got to, you got to build a table.
That is the truth. From day one.
I mean, it's hey, I know how it feels to be home. You know what I'm saying? But it feels good to have other people at a round table. You know?
It is. And you didn't take the thing and go, I got this and I got that, and they held me back and they did this. You were, my daddy had a shop, now my daddy's son, and you did it, and that's a massive thing.
I appreciate it. I wasn't about riding no coattail. You know what I'm saying?
No, so you ain't never been.
I was getting it. You know what I'm saying? I started selling candy in 12 in 7th grade, so I knew how to come out here and jump off the stool and come get this money. I felt that before I did else. My dad, because my dad got mud. So, and I seen him employ and empower black. You know what I'm saying? And it was anyone that was coming through that pipe. People come through the shop. You know what I mean? That made something out of themselves just off of by black. You know, and that's privilege growing up that a lot of us, you know what I'm saying, do not have, that I was fortunate of having. And when I woke up and recognized that, you know what I'm saying, I'm glad I wasn't a day too late. You know what I mean? So I had to struggle. This person, that you can pick up, it can go from quick, but as long as you stay true to yourself and you know you're worth it, and you bet on yourself, you always gonna come out shining. And you always that's I'm gonna bet on myself. I'm moving, and and I'm always gonna chat back when I get on myself.
Yeah, and I think and Mike, I think two things that with everybody's comments. The first thing is you always got to bet on yourself, right? So if you're going, you got to have that confidence. You got to believe that you can do it. So that's the first thing. In order to take that initial leap of faith, you got to believe in yourself and you got to bet on yourself. Secondly, and I think everybody, all three of you guys mentioned it. I don't care whose name is on the building, whose name is on the business, but there's always somebody else behind the scenes that either motivated you or helped along with the process. You have a support system, whether it's your spouse or your friend or your sibling, whoever. There's always somebody else who's there to help push you and motivate you. And you just need that in everyday life, but especially when you're out there taking a leap of faith, doing it on your own. And somebody I think Mike mentioned earlier about like stacking your money and making sure you're saving so that you're prepared when you take that leap. So did you guys, like, if you had a 9-to-5 when you first got started, did you keep your 9-to-5 or did you quit your 9-to-5 and just go directly into or focus exclusively on building your business?
I guess I'll go first. So I kept my 9-to-5 and I still have my 9-to-5. It's a lot. You hear a lot of people say, leave your 9-to-5 and open that business. You can't, you have to know your situation. Don't listen to other people because they don't know your situation. If you can handle it and work that 9-to-5, why not do it? They say it takes 7 streams of income to be a millionaire, I think. So if you got your 9-to-5 and it's not hindering your business on the side, why not do both? I mean, I just can't. I hate when people bash other people for having 9-to-5s, because maybe they're using that to help them grow their business. You have to fund your business some way. So if they need the extra money to do that, why not do it?
Right.
So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I also have, my husband works in the restaurant full time, so I'm able to do that. Sometimes I feel where I need to be in the restaurant, but right now I still have a 9-to-5.
I'll go next. I haven't had a 9-to-5 since I've been 17 years old. Last check I received, mine was from like Wendy's from 2004 in June, and they fired me. And then I went and asked my dad, could I cut hair? And I thank God for that opportunity. He told me no, actually. The first time I asked him to cut hair, he told me no. And I was like, "Ooh, shit."
Your daddy won't hire you. God damn.
Nigga looked at me and he let him.
When you let it go.
And, no, the way that you out here living your life, he was like, I wouldn't hire you if I knew you. And he was like, the fact that you're my son, I'm definitely not hiring you. So that was that was a reality check right there. But probably about like 48 hours after that, he came back to me and asked me why I wanted to cut hair. And my immediate response was knowing where you came from and knowing what you came through. I was saying, seeing the life that you not only provide for me as a child, but all your other kids, but how you take care of all your other family members, siblings, and everything. I should at least give this opportunity before I give anything else. You know what I'm saying? So dead ass. I'm 34 years old. I have not had a 9-to-5 since I've been 17 years old. I go to work sometimes at 5:30 in the morning, and I get up and I hit the grind. I'm not complaining. You know what I'm saying? It's something that I love, and it's something that I just believe in, and I love checking in every morning. I love checking out. Like, it ain't work when you do what you love. I know, and flipping burgers at Wendy's was not it. You know what I'm saying? That 4-corner press was not what I was trying to be. And I learned from the employees that I worked with. They made me be humble at an early age, because seeing people that are grown with grown kids and they're fighting for 40 hours to get a $400-500 check every 2 weeks. I did not want that for me. You know what I'm saying? I did not want that for me. So, and the military turned me down too. So the military turned me down. Cracker Barrel turned me down. Yeah.
I'm not supposed to laugh.
Nigga, Cracker Barrel, like,
Cracker Barrel.
like what? Like, hold on.
You can sell French toast burgers.
Charge, like all off a weed charge. All off a little weed charge, you know what I mean? But
I bet they come get haircuts before they go to Cracker Barrel now.
Hey, you know, fuck that. Say that. You know?
And we're going to get Kiki's chicken and waffles. Give me those pancakes.
I dealt, so I use it as motivation. Like, okay, so I can't even be a waiter at Cracker Barrel. You know what I mean? All right.
Yeah.
Cutting hairs for me. You know what I'm saying? So I've been hitting the ground running ever since.
That's all right, bro. Your apron cooler any damn way.
Damn right. You know what I'm saying? It's funny how I like this though. That's how I started off.
What about you, Keita? Did you keep your 9 to 5?
I never really had a 9 to 5. Huh?
You were just in the shop, huh? Just you were on your own?
The chick had a 6 to 6. She'd be in that shop from 6 in the morning.
No, okay, wait. Okay, so no. All right, well, I did work at Walmart. I ain't gonna act like I forgot where I came from. Walmart salon and JCPenney salon and Great Clips and Sport Clips. But then I stepped out on faith, and that's when I've been building my clientele, and that was since like 2006. So I've been working for myself since 2006. Not like I used to try to hold on to a haircut job on the side to keep that paycheck, and but then I come to find out I could make way more money just doing it on my own, building up my clientele. So I have definitely been on my own since 2006.
What I admire about all three of y'all is y'all had gimmicks. Not gimmicks, but like not bad gimmicks, but marketing gimmicks. Kiki's chicken and waffles. I don't know what about it. I didn't like chicken and waffles. Let me tell you something. But it was something about the sound of that was like, I'm gonna try it. It just clicks. But it was just like Roscoe's chicken and waffles that made people think about it. Teasy had them t-shirts, and the thing said "Got Teasy," and I was like, "Ooh, like milk." I was like, "We gonna find something to cut. This is cool. This fool got Teasy. I want a Teasy. I got one too."
Yeah, shout out to Shoney.
It was cool. It made people want. Everybody wanted one. Mm-hmm. Keita, you came out with all kind of stuff for hair.
Yeah, facts. Facts. You know what I'm saying? That was GT and Saint.
And I think the cool thing about being an entrepreneur though is that if you're doing it, it's something that you're passionate about and something you love. Because you got a lot of people out here with 9 to 5s. They're probably making good money, but the fact is they hate getting up in the morning. They hate going to their job. So when, like TZ said, it's like, when you're doing something you love, it's not even work. So no matter how much you work, and it's like you enjoy it so much, it's like the hours you're working don't even bother you, which is really the perfect segue into the next question. I think with regular 9 to 5s, you work on average 40 hours a week, right? So for you guys, on average, how many hours per week do you work?
Do you count them?
Probably more than 40.
Definitely more than 40 for me. I'll say 50 plus because we have other businesses as well. So it's a lot of hours. And in the restaurant business, we recently closed on Mondays until we build up our staff. But, we open 7 days a week. So we really don't have a day off unless it's a holiday. So pretty much 50 plus hours a week.
TZ, I saw you over there counting.
Yeah. I'm a mommy, so I shut it down by like 6. I got to get kids, and all my clients know I'm a mommy first. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a mother, and not a Facebook mother. I'm a real mom. So I have to get my children. So I go in from like 8:30 to 6 every day. So I probably fall in with them 40-hour-a-week people.
Well,
but before kids, I was in there till 11 o'clock p.m. I was in there.
Okay, I'm in the
TZ,
shop.
you still adding hours?
Yeah,
Add the one, take
Pay
the
yourself overtime.
They carrying the one.
listen, man.
Multiply
Hey,
by 2.
man, listen, man. You gotta
Hey.
understand. You know, my job when money calls, I answer. All right.
On Fridays, though.
Money calls, I answer. Okay.
All right.
And
Yeah.
shout out to everybody that support me. I appreciate y'all. And if you want to check my hours out, you can catch me out on Booksy. I'm on there right now, but I'm about to switch over to Squire. All right, so find me on Squire app. Fresh Teasy, the barber. But man, I probably pull a good 50 hours at least. Thursday through Saturday. I mean, yeah, Thursday through Saturday. That's every bit of 12 to 14 hours. And then it's Monday. It's Monday through Wednesday. So yeah, a good 50 hours easy. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't complaining.
Bro, you do 50 hours from Thursday to Saturday based on what you just said.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, see, that's what I see. I was looking up in the ceiling like,
I don't do Mondays. I don't do Tuesdays.
Because you
I
be
mean, if I
working.
do at least, hey, I know I'm doing at least 36 hours between Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That's easy. You know what I'm saying?
12-hour shifts. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get to work 5:30. I may not clock out to 8. You know what I'm saying? So, it's what it is.
It's
Keith, I think you touched on it earlier. You mentioned that you're a mother first, so obviously your parental duties supersede everything. So I'll start with you and Kiki and TZ. You guys can chime in as well. So, like, how has being an entrepreneur affected your family life? Whether it's good or bad, or not at all.
It hasn't affected mine at all. If anything, my children are my motivation. I do this so that they can see, mommy's a girl. She has her own business. Like my mom has, you know what I'm saying? Like I do it for my children. If anything, because I really didn't feel like I never believed I would be able to do that at the age of, what am I, 35? Like 31, I opened up the salon, 32, I think. So I never thought that I would be able to do nothing like that. So, I mean, it if anything, it just goes and shows them. And everybody knows when I give my kids sometimes, they folding towels, they sweeping the floors. Y'all gonna work for the snack y'all begging for at the vending machine. So, I mean, then my kids gonna know work. They're not gonna be one of these kids out here now that's just looking for a handout or hoping somebody give them something or win a scratch off or something. They're gonna come up and know what it is to work and to earn your money.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Same here with me, with us, families first. So, with our son, he comes in a restaurant, he helps us out. We teach him at an early age, that you don't have to go to college, you can own your own business. And this is what we
want to touch on that.
Build up for him to be able to give him when he gets older or whatever. The same thing with our real estate as well. Just showing him that entrepreneurship is important. But we what I was about to say, flexibility with having an entrepreneur, with having a business is being flexible with your hours. So if something happens, you can say, I'm shutting down, I'm going to take care of my kids. You can't usually do that with a 9 to 5. Like when my 9 to 5, I got to use my time. So, that's flexibility is there when you have your own business.
So like he said, that's a great thing about entrepreneurship and running your own, is that flexibility. The thing that has been affected, as far as me and my family, has been the time that I've been pulled away from. When I first opened up my business in 2017, I was legit a full-time single father. My daughter's mother, she was in the military. And she was away serving her country. Shout out to her. Thank you for doing that. But I had to take care of my daughter, and I was doing that full-fledged with the assistance and the support system from her mother's side of the family. Shout out to her grandma and her aunties, and my sister. Shout out to my family as well, because it was a village that held me down for two and a half years until her mom got back. So thank God for that flexibility that Kiki talked about, because it was within those times that I shut things down and go get my daughter, and everyone understood what was going on. If I was doing a 9 to 5, none of that would have been possible. But at the same time, you know, I still miss things. It was still long hours that I still had to work, and I still do those things now. So it's a domino effect, because I see my father do the same thing. I see my brother do the same thing. It's no different than a sports athlete, or another 9 to 5, not a 9 to 5, but another trade work. It's long hours. Sometimes nurses are gone for the long hours. You know what I'm saying? And it's for the detriment, of the family, but it's for the benefit of the family. And you just got to know where the fine line is. You know what I'm saying? Every profession, every career, every entrepreneurship is different, and everybody got that line that they got to draw. You know what I'm saying? But that's one of the most beautiful things about ownership and being a business, or being a brand within a business, is that I create my own hours. I create my lunch break, and I can get going if my family needs me, because the way I operate is God, family, work. And when you operate in that order, that God order, you're gonna continue to be blessed, and ain't nobody got anything to say about it.
Amen.
Amen,
So I have
Brother
a quick
Tyler.
question for everybody. We got about good 20 minutes, probably a little bit over that. But I do want to horn in on one thing. You guys talked about your dream. You talked about the vision. You talked about what you learned from your families. You talked about support and everything. But what many people don't know is how the steps to do it. Like, I went downtown and applied for a business license. How's that process go? You have to go online and apply for an LLC. If you type in LLC, 75 billion things come up that says, pick me for $99. I got you. But you don't have to go through that. The EIN number, the business bank account. See, everybody sees y'all. TZ, we see you going on vacation and enjoying your family and being a good dad. Kiki, you got a 9 to 5. You got good chicken and good cornbread. Keith, you put a good weave in. But nobody knows that y'all are running around here down at downtown office, and y'all got business accounts, and you have to have business credit, and you have to have insurance, and then you got your SC&G at home, and you got SC&G in the business. How does it go behind the scenes to get to where you are, from the license to the EINs to all of that stuff?
So I guess I'll start. A lot of people don't know that we have so many free avenues that you can find, like, information to start your business. Like, a lot of people want to pay people to help them open business accounts, start an LLC, and you really don't have to do that. If you do your research, it's so important to do your research. Google is your friend. And then also find you a mentor too, somebody who is, who's willing to give you the information and not have to charge you. Ask them the information. They already have a business. I utilize SCORE. I utilize the SBA, and you can find this all online. Utilize the SBDC, all in South Carolina. And you can actually go on there in person to meet with them. They tell you everything, how to start an LLC. The LLC costs you $110. And you can actually do it online, and they'll send you everything through email. Setting up the EIN number, all you go to the IRS.gov website.
And it's free.
You don't have to pay anybody to do it. I mean, pretty much, if you go on there, what are the steps to start a business, or what do you need to do to start a business? You can pull it up in Google. Starting a business account, all you need is the LLC, your articles of organization, your EIN number. Take all that information to your bank, and bam, you got a business account. So it's very easy to do. But I would my advice is to utilize SBA office, SBA.gov, and they'll give you all the offices in South Carolina.
What's SBA?
What's SBA? It stands for Small Business Administration, and basically, it's like free mentorship. They actually, I think they get paid to give business owners or people who are looking to be an entrepreneur free advice. So it's free. SCORE is free as well. I can't remember what SCORE stands for, but it's SCORE. Type that in, give you all the information you need. And SBDC, that's Small Business Development Center. And just look that up for South Carolina. All the information is there. It's so easy to do.
TZ or Keita, how was your process when you were here?
My process was.
I mean, a salon. Oh,
like, my bad.
Go ahead. Go barbershop. Go. No.
Okay, all right. So I mean, like, so like you said, find a mentor. My mentor was my pops. My pops did the old-fashioned way. So my pops avoided a lot of the things that that is definitely beneficial and helpful for you, as far as in today's world. So I had to get it off of my own. So my groundwork was my money that I saved, and I didn't go to no bank to get no loan because my credit score was there, but the income that I was showing was not. So I couldn't get that. So I had to save up my amount of money and do the things that Kiki just that mentioned, you know what I'm saying, getting the EIN. But I started off with a DBA and I got my EIN and built everything up through my bank and understood from the moment things begun how crucial your credit was, and your credit could get you places that pretty much your money can't. So you knowing that, and then just having the work ethic, it was pretty much that. That's how I got mine. I had to, now that everything is going all right, especially after the pandemic, things have definitely up. Everything's rolling pretty good. So if I want to go somewhere, I done created everything that I needed to in the line and the blueprint to continue to have further success that is beneficial now versus the method that my father had. My father had an old school method, and that's not the way to go now. So,
see, Cracker Barrel couldn't deal with your good credit. I understand.
Yeah, I mean, but listen. The thing about it is, outside of credit, no one wants to spend their money that they saved up for. Especially, I got a call. Especially when it's your hard-earned money. It's easy to use the bank money, and that's what we're striving for. That's what we want. But to take that leap of faith and spend your money on all that equipment and bet on yourself, bet on your system, and put belief in the people that you're hiring and your dream, it's a different story. You know what I'm saying? I could have said my dad. All right, thank you. Ooh. I could have set my ass on my dad's shop. Okay. All right.
Wait a minute.
I could have set my ass at my dad's shop and continue to do what the hell I was doing because clearly that shit worked. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to. That wasn't my ultimate dream. That wasn't what I wanted for myself. And I wanted to do exactly what he did. I wanted to put my feet in his shoes and see what it is to try to empower and employ and build up and encourage people that look like you for the betterment of your community and understanding that I know what this can do. I know what this can do. So that's really what it was. I had to save up. And now, now they greet me when I walk into the bank, and it's not because of my father. I used to be, oh, you Herbert Tolliver's son. Now it's, oh, hey, Mr. Tolliver, how are you doing?
Oh, Mr. Tolliver.
And that in itself means it's a pat on the back. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you ain't Mike no more. You Mr. Tolliver.
Yeah. that hit different. You know what I mean? So different.
It's also good to hear about you guys talk about credit score. That's, people laugh and joke about a lot, but banking accounts and credit scores is so much more than, ooh, Kiki can cook, and ooh, Marquita can do hair, and ooh, Teasy can cut hair. You have to do credit. You guys have to manage money. You have a lot of skill sets that go behind it.
Just in leasing the building that I'm in, they did a credit score, like a credit check. And I was just like, oh, I didn't know you had to do all that. But they want to know, like, credit is everything. That's if you want to own a business, get your credit together. If you want to own a house, get your credit together. You want to own a car, get your credit together. That's the main thing. And then you go to the EIN, the LLC, Dunn Street. What is it? Dunn Street. It's been a long time since I had to do all that. But just all that, but I mean, even with that, you can find all that on, I'm just gonna say it on TikTok. I saw a whole thing that showed when you want to start a business, boom, 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 boom. And I mean, they had the little dance and everything. I mean, it is that simple, but you just really have to be ready. You have to have your mind together and your money together and your credit together.
But this is why these types of conversations are so important, because I think in our community, we wait a little bit too late to have this talk. I would say in the majority of Black households, we aren't talking about credit or building your own businesses or creating generational wealth. We talk, I know when I graduated, it was go to college, do whatever. If I had to do all over again, I would probably go to college, but not right away. I probably would have went to the military, did that for a few years, made them pay for school for me. But there are a lot of other options out there. But the fact is, you don't have to be a college graduate to be successful. You can go to college, but what I realized, a lot like with us, we're smart. Like a lot of people are smart. Like you might be book smart, but the fact is, there's somebody out there who has a little bit better know-how in some different areas. So you might be okay in the books and maybe you get good grades. But I come from a huge family, and when I tell you, all of us everyone's talented in something, but everybody might not have brought home the best grades in the world. But the fact is, we all bring something to the table. And I think that, and to Mike's point, he was talking about how Wendy's fired him and went to Cracker Barrel, couldn't get a job, and but the fact is, but now you're the one who's telling people yes or no. You know what I'm saying? You're the one who has the ability to hire people, and that's a certain level of prestige that you got to hold. I do have one more
before they interview at Cracker Barrel. Remember that?
I know, right?
Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
FYI, you know what I'm saying? Me and Marquita, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna do your hair for every special moment. You know what I'm saying? Like every special occasion, good, bad, or indifferent, like every memorable moment, you coming to us. We hire the man more than your damn doctor, more than your lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Like more than you deem all them other people that you show more respect to. You know what I'm saying? Because of they went to school and they went to college, and that's how we were taught. You go to college, you get your money. But the benefit of having that and what the platform that we're giving our kids is that we're giving them an option and something to believe in, that it is not just education. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's a real life conversation that we need to have more often. Your success is not college bound. Not saying that college is a bad thing. I went, graduated, loved it. However, some of us are walking around with $74,000 in loans, and some people are walking around in $40,000 a year jobs. Let's be real about situations. We're out here pushing our kids to do things, and we're like, go to school, get your books, get your this, get your that. But we are not realizing that, hey, Teasy can cut hair. And when Teasy cuts hair, Teasy might be 26, making what some of y'all don't touch until you're 48. Hey, Marquita can do an install, and you walk around really good. Hey, Kiki can cook, but not only can she cook, Teasy can save. They all have good credit. They all have a drive. They all have ambition. We're not paying attention to gifts, and we are fighting for a place at a table that systematically wasn't built to give us a comfortable seat. So instead of that, we need to really look at our kids and look at their gifts. If your child needs to go to college, so they can be a lawyer or a doctor, or I'm an IT person, I'm a data analytics person, but teach kids hustle. I went downtown, paid $25, got a notary certificate, and now I get paid $30 and $20 randomly just to notarize documents for people. It's a hustle. We don't teach hustle. We teach people, well, give me a check and I'm going to survive. No, I'm going to go get what I need regardless of what it takes out of me. If it means I'm going to sit up here and get a certificate or a certification or a license, or in your situation, I'm going to go to work for these people, but I'm not working for you hoping for a check. I'm learning from you. I'm watching how you do business, how you do inventory, how you do accounting, how you do payroll, and then I'm going to take what I learned and I'm going to become your competition. And that's the stuff we're not teaching these kids today. We're teaching them, go out there, learn all this shit, and then let somebody else pay you to build their dream. Wrong. Now, of course, you got McDonald's owners. Somebody got to work that fry cook. I mean, somebody got to do fries. Everybody ain't built to be a boss. And I get that. But you do have to teach your people what they can and cannot do. And we're not pushing that. We're pushing them to do what they told us. Go to school, get married, have kids, hope for retirement, and die. We are not teaching anyone to invest in themselves or invest into their families. And then we had to talk about we want generational wealth. Newsflash, 9-to-5s don't create generational wealth. We made their generations wealthy. Nobody is a millionaire from working at Bojangles, but the owner of Bojangles is.
Amen. And I do want to ask you guys one more question before we peel out. So, what advice would you give to someone who wants to become an entrepreneur? Somebody who wants to go ahead, take a leap of faith, and start their own business. What advice would you give them? And Kiki, we'll go ahead and start with you.
So my main thing is don't jump the process. That's like my favorite quote. Don't jump the process. Being that you can't look at someone else's way of getting into business and think that it's going to be, easy for you. You see the good on the outside, but you don't know what we're kind of doing on the back end. So you have to learn the process, do your research. It's okay to work for someone to find out how they did it and then take it and put it into your own business. And then another one is take your time. It's going to be a process. It's going to be a process, but the money will come. Just take your time. And then another advice that I've learned is if you want to open up a business, try to find a niche that someone else is not doing in a business that Amazon cannot take over. And because Amazon is taking over, but you find a business that they cannot take over, you in the game.
I agree with you.
Absolutely. Keita, what you got?
I guess really just wait your turn. That doesn't mean I'm just gonna sit back and just wait, but I mean really be getting your thoughts and having stuff written down, a business plan on what you plan to do, or what is gonna make your business stand out from the rest, because it's 30,000 salons on 2-Notch Road, but all I see is me. That's all I worry about at the beginning and the end of the day. Excuses and fears will have you just sitting there looking crazy, talking about how you coulda, woulda, coulda. Yeah, I know, Crystal. Shut up. So, I'm speaking from experience. I'm telling you, like this is how it starts. You really do have to wait your turn, because honestly, I feel like this is all God for me. Like the way that I was able to open it up, if you knew my background, I probably shouldn't have it, but God wanted me to have it, so I have it. And Victorious Looks is open today, going on its 4th year. So definitely just sit back, wait till it's your turn, have your plans written out on what you want to do and how you want to stand out from the rest. I'm not the best stylist in the world, I know that, but I have a clientele that I don't sit around and wonder, oh, how am I gonna pay tomorrow's bill? So yeah, that's all I
You
got.
pretty dope, girl. Don't you let them people think you ain't good. That baby good with some scissors, I'm trying to tell you.
Shut up, I'm humble.
All right, TZ, bring us home.
All right, man. Can you repeat the question real fast?
Now, what advice would you give people who want to start their own business?
That was TZ at Northeast.
Cracker Barrel is telling you, I told y'all.
Right, y'all's long. Paraphrase that. Okay. What if I have anybody that wants to become an entrepreneur, right?
Right.
All right. So one, like they said, find your lane. You know what I'm saying? Find your lane and run it. Run your lane. Create your own lane that works for you. Now, within my industry, you can be your own. You can be an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? It may not be that within any other trade, but you can be your entrepreneur, meaning that not everyone is meant to run their own barbershop. You can be highly successful. You know what I'm saying? Just operating a check within someone's business, and you still operate, still maintain yourself and market yourself as a brand. And side note, but consistency is the key. Public service, being able to make somebody feel better than the money that they spending. Making sure that you're dependable. It's the discipline. It's a beautiful thing, man. But it's the other things that other people don't see. They'll just see the success, but they don't see the ugliness within that, and they don't see the hard work. But it's such a beautiful thing when you come up out of it, or when you're able to accomplish your dream. Not everybody is out here trying to live it. You know what I'm saying? But when you living within your dream, it makes it easy. And so consistency, discipline, sacrifice, and believing in yourself, believing in your higher power, whatever it is. And at the end of the day, man, being thankful and just bet on yourself. Uh, that's just what it is you got to go to practice. You got to go to practice.
Practice.
You know what I'm saying? You got to go.
Talking about practice.
Practice.
Hey, Chris, what you got in closing?
So I've always told anybody this: brand yourself. Have an idea, have a vision, have a plan. Will Smith has a YouTube video. If anybody gets to check it out, the brick by brick. If you lay a brick, then lay the cement, and then lay the brick and lay the cement. It might seem repetitious, but before you know it, you'll have a wall. Kiki has said it several times today. There's levels to this stuff. She ain't say it like that. And I usually didn't want to say stuff, but I ain't had enough drink yet. But there's levels to this stuff. You really have to realize, your mama, you really have to realize that there's levels to everything. You have to first envision it. You got to get a support system. Some of us don't realize that the reason we still anchored now is because we tied to the wrong people. Get yourself around people who push, motivate, support, and help bring the best out of you. Grind. My desk right now says grind, hustle, and execute right above the top. So when I feel like I want to give up, there's something on the wall that says sit the fuck back down. Because you have to go for it and keep people that push you to do it. And then people that support you when you do it. So we don't follow the steps. We don't go out there and do the research and work. Don't nobody owe you anything. And no one's going to hand you a thing. If you don't go get it, it's not going to happen. Everybody wants your glory, but they don't want that story. Oh, TZ's in Vegas. Oh, Marquita got a nice car. Oh, Kiki got 2 places. But no one knows that Kiki was at California Dreamer. Don't nobody know that Cracker Barrel told TZ. No. Don't nobody know that Marquita sat in her mama's house and we were all going upstairs and getting our hair braided for $15 and $20 for years. They don't know what you went through to get to where you at, so they want to skip steps. Babies come with labor pains. You got to go through the process to get to the end of it. And that's something that I wanted us to talk about today. Find out how to apply for an LLC. Pay the $110. Get online and do an EIN. You can get the EIN from your phone if you want to.
Yeah.
Go down there and find out about a business license. Get your stuff into a business account. Black people, it's more tax credits in having a business and owning a home than it is restricting yourself to get an earned income tax credit because having kids. Stop trying to make sure you don't make enough and you got enough babies because you want that check. Because the more you have, the more credits you can get, the more wealth you can build. And we have to talk about that more often as well.
That's why black people, some black people like Republicans, because shit, them tax breaks. Nah, I'm just gonna throw that out there.
It's real because it's not all about, oh, they're against us, they're against us. Sometimes stuff don't sound as crazy when your money look different. The different tax bracket is a good thing. I'm so sick of us going, I don't want to be in a new tax bracket. Yes, the fuck I do. I want to be in 2 different tax brackets if I can.
Well,
we gotta want better. We gotta want more.
The more you grow.
That's exactly. Kiki just said she got a 9-to-5 and she own a business, and we all know that we go to it. She ain't out there going, I don't want to be in a different tax bracket. Yes, I do. Twice. So do it. Go for it. I want us to start going for it more. That's my advice. If you're looking for a sign, this is it. Go for it. Stop being scared.
For sure. And this has been a great conversation, man. I appreciate everybody's dialogue, everybody's commentary. And next week, we're going to be talking about the village, or rather lack thereof, in the Black community. The difference between how we were raised and how we're now raising our kids. I don't really hear yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. I don't really hear that anymore. So we're going to be talking about the disconnect in terms of the village within the Black community. So make sure you guys join this next week. Keita, I appreciate you for coming on. You're a first timer, so thank you very much. If nobody else keep you in business, we know Chris is going to keep you in business.
First of all, I keep all the hair stores in business. So.
No, for real though.
I do. I'm gonna bring me and my kids in there. And don't worry, because TZ, for as long as my son is a son, he gonna come to you for that haircut. Yeah. Tell your girlfriends, go to Marquita, take your sons or your daddies or your boyfriends to Mike, and then all y'all asses go eat at Kiki's.
After go eat.
And that red waffle, that thing is snapping.
Kiki, I took my best friend to your restaurant for her birthday, and one of your guys took a strawberry and cut it to where it said her name. Listen. If you was any bigger, you'd be my bigger.
Look, y'all include pulling your pants up. You know what I'm saying? Just do that. Pulling your. You know,
for sure. Yes, sir.
That's just ridiculous, yeah.
We do. It's values and morals that I think I love our generation, because I think we're the middle kids where we got morals and values, but we still know how to use technology. But this new generation, they're missing something because the stuff that they think is okay is not. Right. So this is gonna be good for next week. Look, I'm glad you thought about one, because I sure couldn't give you one player.
Yeah, I'm talking right now.
Yeah. And Kiki, I don't rock with waffles like that, but I fucks with chicken. So I'm gonna be calling that.
Hook, we're gonna buy you a waffle for your birthday.
Right.
Hey, brother, I got a child for you, brother. That's waiting for that head. Okay, I see you.
No, real talk though. Like Teasy, don't be surprised, because I'm getting married in December. So don't be surprised if I reach out to you. Hey, I'm gonna have my groomsmen come to you for their work. So.
My brother, it would be an honor and pleasure. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you.
Hey, no doubt.
And they gonna be fine too. Because my brother can cut hair. They're gonna be fine. And Keita, he got a whole wife on the way. He got 2 daughters. So listen,
a wife on the way. So I can
he had to try to put Mike on. They coming to you, and they don't need to ask.
I know, right?
I'm always on it.
Hey, well, thank y'all so much, man.
Hey, for sure. But this has been great, man. You guys provided great commentary. There can be a lot of takeaways, and don't be surprised if we reach out to you for future conversations as well, man. So again, thank you guys. We appreciate it. Chris, my dog, my nigga.
Always and forever with your old ass. I love you, boo.
That's my dog.
Right. But we're gonna
We're
see
gonna
y'all
be there
next
when
week.
you open because I really wanted my cornbread today. I ain't gonna bullshit.
All right, yeah, that's definitely gonna be lunch tomorrow, Kiki. I want that
Okay.
red velvet waffle.
I want that
Yes,
red
sir.
velvet
And
waffle,
Got
man.
me wanting
All right,
one.
y'all.
Yeah.
Man, just please, please.
I appreciate it.
Girl, you the only thing that make my family quiet when we eat.
No, go back. Go.